we're breaking down the first details on James Gunn's Suicide Squad 2. It's been a rocky road for James Gunn and the Guardians of the Galaxy. After Gunn was fired from Volume 3 when a series of decade-old insensitive tweets resurfaced, the future of both the franchise and the director seemed to be up in the air. Considering how much the Guardians franchise success owes to a lot of Gunn's particular style of filmmaking, many were hopeful that Marvel/Disney would simply let sleeping tweets lie and that there would be a solution that would make everyone happy. But in a recent interview with The Hollywood Reporter, CEO Bob Iger made it clear that he stood by the decision to fire Gunn, which meant the only thing left to speculate on was what Gunn's next project would be post-Guardians. And now we have that answer. Suicide Squad 2, baby!
Do it!
In a tweet by Variety writer Justin Kroll, it was reported that the accountant director Gavin O'Connor, who was slated to direct the Suicide Squad sequel, dropped out of the project due to creative differences. Specifically that Gavin's idea for Suicide Squad 2 ended up being very similar to what was planned for Birds of Prey, the other Harley Quinn film that will introduce several female DC villains to the DCEU. This, of course, left an opening for a writer/director who has proven they can successfully make superhero films about putting together a group of unlikely teammates, and sure enough, it was only a matter of time before DC swooped in and snatched up James Gunn from the Disney compost heap. The Wrap was the first to report that Gunn was in talks to write Suicide Squad 2 with an eye to direct, which Polygon later confirmed that he was definitely writing, leading us to assume that he will probably direct as well. And James Gunn stepping in for Suicide Squad 2 is getting votes of confidence on both sides of the DC-Marvel divide. David Ayer, who wrote and directed the first film, gave his blessing by tweeting that Gunn was the right man for the job, and of course Drax actor Dave Bautista made it clear that he is standing by his man, tweeting out, "Where do I sign up?" Now, Bautista has been pretty open that he doesn't want to stick around for Guardians 3 if Gunn isn't involved, and he just might get his wish. We're sure Marvel could figure out a way to kill off Drax to set Bautista free to follow his BFF over to the DC Universe. Hell, we already have some ideas for who Bautista could play in the DCEU. Clayface, which I love, Solomon Grundy, or how about Bane? Clayface. But those weren't the only details about Gunn's foray into the DC Cinematic U. Hollywood Reporter writer Boris Kitt tweeted on Tuesday, being told that Gunn's Suicide Squad will not be a sequel, he will have a whole new take on it. But whether that means a total recasting or not is unclear. If this is true, Gunn will have free reign to reimagine the supervillain group and give them a fresh new take. And as for the possibility of recasting, of course it's an option for Warner Brothers to recast with this new vision, but we don't think they'd get rid of their major stars Will Smith and Margot Robbie, especially since Robbie is appearing in 2 more DC films. We're curious to see what James Gunn will do with Jared Leto's Joker, though. Dude can't catch a break! Oh, I shouldn't be smiling. Smiling laughing.
It's okay.
It's just, listen, you know?
Yeah.
I'm just smirky about it. Smirky. All this to say that DC is having yet another moment where they strategically scoop up a previous Marvel director and get them into the DC-verse. They previously snatched up Joss Whedon to help on Justice League after his work on Avengers 1 and 2, and DC also lucked into Wonder Woman director Patty Jenkins after she dropped out of helming Thor 2: The Dark World. And honestly, James Gunn writing and directing Suicide Squad 2 seems like a very good fit. Suicide Squad was already the Guardians of the Galaxy for DC, an unlikely group of not inherently relatable characters who band together. We're betting that Gunn's knack for using humor and irreverence to get us liking weird characters will definitely come into play for the highly anticipated sequel. But what do you folks think? Are you excited for James Gunn's take on the Suicide Squad? How much do you want him to change up the cast and characters? And can you believe the original Suicide Squad is an Academy Award winner? Let's discuss. Be sure to like, subscribe, and mash that little bell to get notified every time we drop a video or go live with a show, like this week's episode of The Dark Side, where my little buddy Andrew Bowser and I explore the darker side of Barbie. And make sure you check all of Nerdist's other Nerdoween content, like Season 2 of Bizarre States California, only on ProjectAlpha.com, and you can get a free 60-day trial to Alpha using the promo code BIZARRE.